Hey, welcome back to the channel. How the devil are you? Right, so Thor fought Stephen Ward last night. I enjoyed watching the fight. It was a decent performance from Thor. Now you've got to put into perspective that it was only 7 months ago that Thor started boxing, and this is his first fight. I remember my first fight. And I went in like a windmill. Yeah, yes. I put my head down and just started throwing as many punches as I could, just because of lack of experience in that situation. And I think it's down to the sparring he's done. So with the sparring, it does prepare you better for your fight. So the more sparring you get in, the more controlled you can be. And he did control himself quite a lot in that first round. He didn't panic. He took it easy. Didn't throw too many shots. Another thing that I was quite impressed with was his cardio. He paced himself well. He went all 3 rounds, and by the end of the 3rd round, he was tiring a bit, but still, he was up on his feet, still throwing punches. So again, his cardio is pretty good for a man of his size. I was really shocked. One of my previous videos, I said that they were such big guys, they would probably blow out, because they're so big, but he didn't. He kept on going, so, he proved me wrong there. He also showed that he can take a hit. He took quite a few shots during the fight. Some people are saying, oh yeah, but he only took a shot on the nose. That's not the same, it's not a knockout punch. Right, whatever. Have you ever been punched in the nose? I have. And anybody who's had a good shot right in the hooter, oof, it can half disorientate you. Your eyes start watering, you go all blurred, and you can panic. Thor didn't. He took the shot, he covered up, he held on, he did the right thing. So, and again, you've got to remember, this is his first fight ever. He did okay. And, if you don't think he took any amount of shots, then take a look at this footage. So you can see he took quite a few shots during the fight. You've got to remember, this is a cruiserweight boxer throwing punches in your face. I dare any of you to take a punch off Stephen Ward and still be standing, even with the gloves on. Fair play to him. I thought Thor's stance was decent, for a first time. His stance looked good. He was moving to the side, moving back well, covering up well. So yeah, that was pretty good, again, for a first fight. So now to the bad things that Thor did. And this is not a criticism as such. Thor knows he's making these mistakes, and that's why he's taking these fights. So I'm not knocking him. He knows he's got to work on these, and that's why he's doing these fights, to practice, to say, right, you need to work on this, this and this, when they look back at the footage. So the first thing was very noticeable. When I said earlier that his stance was pretty good, going back and going to the side, it was okay. Coming forward, however, was a bit of a mess. He was tending to lunge forward and throw them haymakers, leaving his feet behind. Now what he should have been doing was stepping in with the jab and then coming through with the left, bringing his hip in. And he wasn't doing that. So he needs to keep the jab and the left right down the pipe. Keep them punches straight. Keep them punches straight and bring your feet in with it. So step in, bam, bam. Okay, he wasn't doing that. He was lunging forward and doing this. Okay, so that's something he needs to work on when he's going forward. And also I noticed, especially in the 2nd to 3rd round, when he was throwing his left, he was dropping his right down to here. And I think it's because he's trying to generate power using his shoulders, getting that swing like that, rather than just using that hip. Okay, now there's obviously 2 issues with that. Is one, you're dropping it down, you're throwing that. If that misses, you're leaving yourself open for a counter. And secondly, if you wanted to follow up with that, if you wanted to follow up with a punch after that thrown, it takes a long time to come back up wherever you're going to go, whether it's to be to the body or to the head. So the other person sees it, it's a bit telegraphed, and they're going to see it coming. So what he needs to do is, when he throws that, is keep the hand and the elbow here. Because when you throw a punch from here, it's much quicker there, much quicker than from down here. Okay, so that's something he needs to work on, is to keep the hand up when he throws the big left. I mean, what made me laugh, which I thought was quite amusing, people saying Thor hasn't got any power. He hit Ward in the back, right in the back, doof, and sent Ward to the canvas just by a punch to the back. You know, it takes some power to do that. So he is powerful. I just think what Thor needs to do is focus that power a little bit more into that. Them 2 knuckles there, focus them in. He's sort of wasting his power by throwing them all the way up. When you come out and around all the time like this, using your body weight, you're losing power in the punch. The power's going over there and coming back around, so you're losing it. You just need to focus a bit. What's really annoyed me though is the fact that people are saying now, because Thor put up an alright performance, let's put it in perspective, it's his first ever fight and he only started boxing 6 months ago. Come on, okay. But he did alright, he did quite well against a pro boxer. So what do people do? Ah, well, what it is, that pro boxer's rubbish. So what they're doing is trying to undermine Ward's credentials. No, Ward was a European champion. You can't be a rubbish fighter if you win a European championship. Come on, you can't. He's a light heavyweight European champion. So trying to undermine his credentials so it makes it look like Thor wasn't really that good anyway, it's just poor. Stop it, cut it out, come on. You know, whatever, wind your necks in, yeah? I mean, it reminds me of the Jeff Lacey-Joe Calzaghe fight. Before the fight, Jeff Lacey was being hyped as one of the next great prospect, the mini Mike Tyson. He was knocking everybody out. Joe Calzaghe's got no chance. He's going to get sparked out easily. It's an easy night for Jeff Lacey. Comes to the fight night, Joe Calzaghe puts on the best boxing performance I think I've ever seen. It was a boxing masterclass. He boxed Jeff Lacey's head off for 12 rounds. Won unanimous decision at every single round. It was ridiculous. Then after the fight, what happens? Yeah, but what it wasn't that Joe Calzaghe was any good. If Jeff Lacey was rubbish, he wasn't that good at boxing, he was overrated. Like, what? These are the same people who said he was the next best prospect. You're full of it. Get out of it. So anyway, that's what I think. So all in all, I think for a first fight, he did pretty good. He did pretty good. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the next exhibition, what he does. So anyway, with that being said, I'm coming to the end of the video now. If you liked the video, please give it a like. It does tell YouTube algorithms, oh, people are liking this video. Let's make more people watch it. So really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you soon.